This video right here is not about finding out if you love filmmaking. This is about calling, and calling is important because so many people go into creative industries because of the wrong reasons, and they end up with broken hearts, sometimes even end up selling their soul and producing content of poor quality. In his book Call to Create, Jordan Raynor writes that calling is the intersection between the things you love doing and the things you're really good at. I've produced commercials for brands like IKEA and have directed award-winning short films. But that's not the whole story. I've also made so many mistakes. I've learned some lessons along the way that years ago would have saved me so much money and time. What does being a filmmaker actually mean? When are you a filmmaker? You are one if you make films of any kind. It could be music videos, commercials, narrative film, documentary film, and any kind of video or film. You're a filmmaker already. You don't need to be a pro. When do you become a professional filmmaker? In my opinion, you're successful if you can pay your bills. Everything else is just subjectivity and doesn't really mean anything. Also, making money with something doesn't mean that you're actually really gifted or talented or creative. It just means that you can serve the market what it needs. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before the great. There essentially are 4 ways to go pro as a filmmaker: being a director, a videographer, having a video agency, or being a creator. Let's start with being a director, cinematographer, writer, or producer. The path is basically the same for each one of these. First, you learn your craft on YouTube or in film school. Then you create spec projects for your dream clients. Then you will get hired by an agency. They will help you pitch your ideas to big brands or big studios, and then you will get hired based on your creative ideas and your portfolio. The second way is that of a videographer. You learn your craft on YouTube. Don't go to film school if you want to be a videographer. You can learn everything you need on the internet. You create spec projects, not for your dream clients, but actual clients that you could be working with. You could also do jobs for clients you want to work with for free. You start posting your work online, get a homepage, do cold outreach, and take on any job that comes your way until eventually you'll niche down into a specific industry. The third path is that of a video producer or video agency. It's the same path as that of a videographer, only at the point where you do all kinds of different videos. You start outsourcing the different jobs until eventually you only do act like in a role as a producer and outsource all the technical and creative work. Then you also niche down and outsource some more. The final path is that of a creator. You learn your skills online, start posting any kind of video on the internet, on your YouTube channel, on Instagram, on social media. You build a following, get sponsorships, and ultimately can also create your own products. I'm currently working as a full-time videographer. That's what I know most about, so the rest of this video will be about full-time videography. Prepare your work outside, get everything ready for yourself in the field, and after that, build your house. Here are the most important things you're doing as a videographer that are not quite so obvious. If you want to create better videos and earn more money, you have to invest your resources. That is time and money. You can invest in a business coach. This is actually one of the most valuable things you can do, because if you're skilled in business, marketing, sales, that actually frees up your mind and time to do more creative stuff. You can of course invest into your gear, that is your camera, computer, lighting, audio equipment, all of the above. Also subscriptions. I use Frame.io, I use Artlist. These are all things to keep in mind that you have to actually spend money on in order to be in business. You can invest in your personal project. If you want to get hired for certain kinds of videos but haven't done any of these kinds of videos, nobody's going to hire you. So first you have to be proactive, actually do a project completely on your own. That way you can more specifically show your future clients what it is exactly that you can create. Another thing you have to be doing is saving money. No matter how gifted and talented and blessed you are, there are highs and lows, and the hard times will come. You never know how your personal life will change. You never know how the market will change. A thing you start doing at one point is niching down, finding your niche, becoming someone that is known for specific kinds of work. You may be the real estate guy, you may be the music video guy, you may be the product photography and videography guy in your specific field. It's important to niche down when the moment is right. One thing most people don't realize, that as a videographer you will do a lot of sales calls, sales mails. There are days where all I do is write cold mails and messages to potential clients. A good part of my clients I've gotten through actually reaching out to them and getting them on a 30-minute call. Of course, what's even better is clients reaching out to you. For that, you have to have a clean website and a really clear social media where you post valuable content. As a videographer, you never stop educating yourself. The industry looks so much more different than it was like a couple of years ago, and currently we're in a time where you have to be a problem solver as a videographer, not just go on set and push buttons. When a client hires me, I do so much more. I have a whole production process that I go through with my clients on the discovery call. I do a creative concept, mood boards, search out video references, I organize the shoot, I scout locations, I create a video script, I prepare for the interview. On set, I do the light, I do the audio recording, I do the video recording, I handle all the gear. Sometimes I even do the interviews with the client, so I have to know about their specific industry. In post-production, I edit the video, I do sound design, I choose music, I do the color grading, I do cut downs for social media, so I also have to know like social media management and strategy. For some clients, I even do some graphic design for the thumbnails or social media postings. And in the end, when the final video is delivered, I sometimes offer my clients social media consulting and go through the various strategies of how to get most out of their project. So as a videographer, you do a lot more than just push buttons. When tempted, no one should say, God is tempting me. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he tempt anyone. The most common temptation for videographers is comparison. Comparing yourself to what other videographers and filmmakers are posting online, how much money they're making, with what kind of brands they're working, being worried about not doing enough personal projects, being worried about doing too many personal projects. And at some points you're even going to be confronted with being jealous of people working 9-to-5 jobs because they have stability and because they have a stable income and basically a sense of security that you don't have as a freelance videographer. Running your own business will of course also confront you with your personal insecurities and your unresolved issues. Are you uncomfortable with money? Are you greedy or spending too much? Do you have a hard time being empathetic with people, bringing up problems, negotiating budgets? Are you having a hard time putting your client's opinion above your own? Are you introverted? Do you tend to work too much or be lazy? You can also be expected to be mistreated at some point. In my career so far, I've been ghosted by clients even after multiple meetings, sending out proposals, just never hearing back from them again. I've taken on jobs where I've been massively underpaid just because it was a slow season. Sometimes I wasn't paid on time, and there have also been projects where I haven't been paid at all. Nowadays, I know exactly how to prevent these kinds of things and how to get the most out of the projects for both my client and myself. But these are ultimately the things that you're going to be confronted with and you have to be aware of. Here are 7 signs you are called to be a professional videographer. If you feel comfortable being a creative all-rounder, if you're interested in business and marketing, if you are disciplined, independent, and take accountability, if you make stuff happen, if you're good in dealing with people, if your priority isn't to make art. If these things are true for you, then chances are high that you are actually called to be a professional videographer. And now is your time to just go for it and try it out and see it for yourself. No YouTube video out there can tell you if you're actually called to do a certain thing. And each journey looks different. My career and my mistakes and my achievements are unique to me, and you will have your own. And of course, all of this video is only based on my experience of creating videos for 10 years. If something in this video resonated with you, I recommend just to write it down. And if something didn't resonate or sounded weird or you didn't really understand, just forget about it. Being a freelance videographer has provided me with a lot of freedom and a lot of joy. And ultimately, it's a great feeling to know that you actually provide value for a person or even a brand or business by doing what you enjoy. Please, if you have any further questions, send me a comment. I'll make sure to answer it as soon as I can. Thank you for your time and attention, and for if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching, and I hope to have you back for the next one. Many are the plans in the mind of man, but it is the purpose of the Lord that will stand.